What is 5 factorial? It seems to work.
What is the relation between the gamma function and integration? Yeah, what is the relation? Yeah, it's a bit generic. Give me some detailed opinion about architecture. Okay, fine. Can you tell me what the gamma function is? Yeah, okay, not too bad. Maybe Chad has a question.
About the gamma function?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. So what I want to test is the degree to which it actually usefully listens in on conversation. So maybe you can tell me a little bit about what you've been studying recently, and we'll talk somewhat naturally and see if it jumps in with opinions, if you don't mind.
Oh, what I've been studying recently? Well, like in tries. So this semester, I've been starting my computer graphics course. And essentially, we're looking at this thing that is called the light equation, which is a word formula that involves like some integral.
What equation?
The light equation. It's like some sort of rendering equation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one of the big things we've been dealing with is the essentially taking something that is continuous, so essentially an integral, and transforming it into a sum, because when we're speaking about hardware, there's like a limited capacity we can play with. So it seems to still be speaking about the gamma function as of now.
Yeah, it made some comment about graphics.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about the comments you just heard, Ginger? I don't know of any overlap between the gamma function and computer graphics. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it's a bit generic. I have no idea, Ginger.
It just keeps asking them questions.
Yeah. It can be guided to not do that.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
computer
it is.
graphics and it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I suppose I'm just interested in what interests you about computer graphics? Is it something you just have to take, or is it one of the things that you find motivating about studying computer science?
Oh, no, it's a course that I have to take, but I think it's kind of fun to see things being implemented and seeing the result as graphics. I think that's very interactive and that's very encouraging and a nice way to
Mm.
get introduced to programming in general. So that's something I tend to like to have this feedback.
Yeah, I guess it's a part of coming up with highly performant algorithms or techniques that you can see the effects of immediately. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first time I encountered matrices was in high school, trying to understand Direct 3D. I don't know if Direct 3D even exists anymore, but I was I was trying to do something with that, and I hadn't seen matrices at that point. So yeah, I imagine that's probably true of a lot of people around on Roblox that they encounter mathematical ideas for the first time, trying to pass and develop a guide on C frames or something like that.
Yeah. Actually, some of the stuff I've been seeing on Roblox is already used, so it's kind of cool. So
Mm-hmm.
very simple stuff as of now, such as finding the angle between two vectors, and you just take the geometric interpretation of the dot product or something along the lines, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's there's a lot of linear algebra inside these chatbots, so that's how their access of memory works. So they represent their prior experiences, and in the case of Ginger, he knows about pages of a book by Harbison on architecture,
Oh,
and the way he accesses that book is he looks inside his mind, computes a vector, and then takes a dot product with a vector that represents every page of that book.
and I guess that
And
T vector that has the highest dot product. How do you say?
yeah, so he takes his mind vector, takes the dot product with the page vectors, and the page that has the highest dot product, it's normalized. The lengths are normalized, so it's just the
Yeah,
vector with the highest cosine of the angle between them. That is then loaded into his short-term memory. So that's what determines how he remembers things. Is this? That's what attention means in these transformer models like GPT.
oh, that's interesting. Short to remember.
Gamma function in Roblox development. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, I don't know, Ginger.
Mm.
Yeah, in general, they try too much to act as chatbots and kind of guide the conversation with questions. Like they feel a bit too much like they're trying to prompt a reaction
Uh, could these
versus just contribute.
could these generic responses be related to the temperature thing we're speaking about?
Yeah, maybe. Um, it should be that if the temperature is higher, they do more surprising things, almost by definition. So I don't know what is driving this. Yeah, U Twice was doing it in the Euclid seminar as well, right? Where he was just kind of wanting to plan future seminars and yeah, okay. So this is actually an interesting response, right? So that
Yeah,
second one, not so much, just kind of so just a remix and kind of some generic observation. Ginger, what should we do to make you have more creative output? Okay, so this is an interesting comment. So 10 hours ago, we were actually talking about architecture and storytelling. That's last night. So he's made the connection.
Oh, that's cool. It's even able to keep track of time and stuff like this.
Yeah. I don't care about the gamma function, Ginger. Let's keep talking about architecture and storytelling. Yeah, okay. So we were talking about AI-driven architecture last night as well. So he's remembering that. Yeah, let's keep on with that line of thought, Ginger. That's more interesting. Hi, Adam. You made it.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
we'll just pop in for just a second.
Sure.
But I did see I checked my email now, wrapping up the workday. I can't stay for very long, but I was excited to just, since it's a fun, you know, what's going on here. So is
Yeah,
this,
maybe we could go up and. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I was going to ask, you probably already explained this, so I apologize. But what are the AI listening and doing voice recognition, or is it going to text first? Or are you just chatting in the
That's all
text?
right. No. So this account here that I'm jumping with, it's not the one I'm speaking from. This account also has voice chat, and on that machine, I'm running some software that's capturing the voice chat audio from the system, running it through Google's speech to text, and then sending the transcript to the Roblox server, and then it's inserted into the agent's mind exactly in the same way as our text chat is inserted into its mind. So
I
if you
see.
type into the chat box versus speak, it from the agent's point of view is the same almost. When you type, it knows who said it. When you speak, it doesn't. It just what it gets is the information that somebody said. Blah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's picking up here on what I talked about with it last night when I was testing it, AGI and architecture. Do you want to go and try your bot?
Sure.
Okay, Ginger, I'm going to turn you off. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Ginger.
the Okay, let's head up there. All right, here it goes. So it's interesting that it takes some warming up.
Do I need to attach as a listener?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We have many thoughts.
Hello, doctor. Why don't we start with listing some ideas for topics of discussion today?
Okay. Yeah, I shortened the loop so that it responds every 5 seconds, but I think it didn't quite. Might respond to your question in a sec. I'm talking about how your mind works, Doctor. But somebody here asked about topics of discussion. Do you have any ideas?
Good question, Doctor.
Here we go. Yeah, that's pretty generic. Based on some of the earlier discussions we've had, can you come up with specific suggestions for topics? Yeah, we were
Let's talk
discussing
about
earlier.
opportunities for reforestation as a result of using new food technologies, Doctor. Do you have any ideas for what sorts of initiatives might work?
In my book, brighter. Bright technology, okay. Yeah, you see, that's the main problem with this, is that it will say things about what's in your book that are not true. You realize you're not Adam Dorr, correct? Oh, that got transcribed as you're not a damned or correct.
Dan, I can't stay for very long. I just wanted to drop in
Sure.
because I happened to see the message, but this is really, really cool. And I did want to try to set up a meeting with you and Al and Owen from my team. So I'll send an email out to that, sort of the group of us, and see if we can't get that organized. And thank you in advance for really any time
Sure.
you can give to us on that. That's really fantastic. All right, Doctor, I'm going to have to say goodbye. I'm sure you'll keep trying your best and improving over time. Take care, everybody. See you later.
See you later.
Thanks for waving.
Yeah. I guess we could set up an email account. Yeah, it seemed the ginger seemed to get much better near the end there, right? So it was a matter of loading in previous memories and kind of picking up topics on which it had things to say. I wonder if there's a...
This one on the other end just keeps referencing the book.
Yeah, that's because it keeps getting pages from the book into its short-term memory. So there's a balance between having it bring in enough context to be able to say something interesting and relevant versus its mind just getting swamped by the book, right? And getting that balance right is going to be part of the art of making these things actually useful. Yeah, look, that's an interesting comment, Doctor. Can you say more about how AI can draw interesting connections between ideas in conversation and help people? Yeah, I agree about the asking open-ended questions, but I feel like it'd be more useful by giving anecdotes or details. I feel like we can ask the questions. That part's easy. He's like a marketing droid.
Yeah.
That's a
So
great
hopefully,
that's a great detail. Yeah, one study from Rethink Eggs found that self-driving vehicles could reduce U.S. emissions by 68%. Yeah, maybe I should just tell the bots to often insert details or anecdotes or something like that.
oh, so would the anecdote be taken from the book or?
Yeah, I don't know. If it doesn't have anything in its mind, I mean, that detail must have been in its short-term memory. Well, you come up with interesting quotes from the book Brighter. Could you give us some more examples or anecdotes or details from that book? Well, you can bring the book into your memory anytime. I have to go find it. I don't have it on my table. I don't know. How about some information to do with climate change? Or effective reforestation. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Any of the above. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking for. But give me some details. Yes, please share some excerpts. Yeah, it may not actually have any page in its mind at the moment. If it did, it probably would have already spoken about it.
Oh,
Tell us about page 120. Yeah, I'd like to hear how those are connected. Not sure if that's actually true.
I can
Ah,
check.
interesting. Okay, that could actually. I will have a look inside its head and see if that's actually true. I don't think so. It looked up page 239.
That's not even page.
Yeah, I think that business about page 120 was just made up.
It doesn't really seem to be speaking about reforestation specifically.
Yeah.
So, doctor, what is the relation between reforestation and climate change?
Tomorrow downstairs. He's down there.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's all true, but yeah, you see, it's sort of just doing fairly reasonable. Oh, it's just looked up page 1. Yeah, okay. So it is bringing pages from the book into its mind, but it takes some time, right? So when we ask it a question and then it has to respond, it may not actually have anything useful to say because it doesn't know anything in particular. unless it's weights that it's trained on just have very broad knowledge. If we ask it specific questions, it can only answer if it's got a memory that it's drawn into its mind or a page of the book that it's drawn into its mind. And that only happens, it takes some time for it to look at its mind and figure out what's relevant. So it's not instantaneous. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Thanks, Doctor. Yeah, thanks, Chad. That was useful. Any other ideas for what's what? So too many questions, takes too long to warm up, often doesn't really have any relevant knowledge, particularly about a query. I mean, partly it's these are not things we can overcome right now. These are limits on the technology. It's not simply about how we use it. It's just a fundamental limit. So part of what we need to do is figure out where to put our expectations and then how to make use of the thing as it actually exists.
So, in the answers provided by Doctor, would you agree that there was some kind of false advertisement of the book, or did it seem to be
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah. I'm not sure these principles may be correct. I'm not sure, but some of the things it said were certainly not true. So that's another thing. So one probably shouldn't think of these tools right now as a kind of, at least GPT-3. There may be things coming soon that will do better, but it's not like searching or getting an authoritative answer. It's more useful as it was saying earlier, a stimulus to discussion or throwing up connections between things for further analysis, like some kind of idea generation machine, not so much like a front end to an encyclopedia.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, we should. Yeah, what was happening with Ginger near the end was starting to get interesting. The beginning was kind of generic and boring.
Yeah, there just seems to be some fixation on the gamma function or whatever.
Yeah, you see, it keeps a certain number of thoughts in its mind, and those condition what it does. So while if it has a bunch of, if we talk about the gamma function for a bit, then that sticks in its mind, and it's hard to get it to change topics until we've filled up its mind with something else, and then it will switch. So there's kind of like a delay where we've started talking about something else, and we know how to immediately sort of do that, right? But it's just kind of predicting the most likely thing, and it doesn't quite follow the flow of conversation in the way that we do.
So many things we take for granted that the ability to just change subject.
That's right. Yeah, maybe we should feel that we should feel good. we understand how to do something that so far is a little tricky. Okay, thanks, Chad. I guess I'll jump off. That was
All right.
valuable. Thank you.
See you.